So I guess the punchline is that a respiratory virus infection, so an infection of the lungs, can trigger the pretty massive expansion of cancer cells that have otherwise been pretty dormant in the lungs. And this can lead to rapid progression of the disease. We showed this not only in experimental models in mice, but also validated with the epidemiological studies in humans.
Yeah, well, that's a great one-liner. But yeah, I think I was talking to Samantha, this is serving as nightmare fuel for everyone with a cough, and they have a respiratory virus and it's lingering for a little bit. So people are always going to be wondering, or now they're going to be wondering, oh, could this be cancer progression? And it's probably a good thing to wonder that, because you don't want to ignore the chronic cough.
So yeah, I think that, we don't want to scare people, but we also want to recognize that knowledge is power. Yeah. And, not knowing about danger doesn't help you in the long run. And, I would say that we definitely validated it at the human level in terms of right in the beginning of the COVID pandemic, because that's when we were best able to study it in a sort of an uncomplicated way. So we could study it pre-vaccine, and we could study it early on when, at least in Europe, they had reasonable understanding of who was test positive and negative before this proliferation of at-home tests. And so that helped us, but it also meant that really the conclusions are limited to what it was then a pretty new infection. And so people were pretty naive to this infection. And so we don't know if that same risk is going to occur the second or third or fourth time someone gets infected. Yeah. And that may be important because, we all know that, as we're experiencing now, this is a huge flu pandemic right now across the world. And does this mean that there's going to be, this massive increase in cancer? And I'm not sure, because most people have had the flu before. Particularly if you're an older person who's had cancer, you're very likely to have the flu many times. And so perhaps actually someone who's been previously exposed to a virus will have enough sort of built up immunity that the same phenomena won't apply in a case of recurrent infections.
We hope you liked this video. To support cancer research and get clear expert answers about cancer, follow us and visit CrackingCancer.org to join the Cracking Cancer community.